Hello. So, you're either here because 1, my TikTok, 2, you like Millie Brown, or 3, you're a creepy old man that makes sexual edits of her. If you are the last one, please click off. On my TikTok recently, I did a poll about what YouTube video do you want to see? My skincare routine or meeting Millie Brown. And surprisingly, I'm not really surprised, Millie got more votes, but I will do a skincare routine. So, here's a story in Chicago of last year of when I met Millie Brown. Hi, I don't know why I didn't make an intro to this part, but I was talking about there was like this Florence table. You either got Clean Magic face wash or the Get That Grime face scrub, and if you have bought from the Florence website, you know that you will get them when you order something. So you got free samples when you went to the table, but you cannot buy products at the time. If you see, looking down the notebook, but you cannot buy products at the time. I don't know why, but you cannot. You can always like look and test them, which is really cool. So there would be a whole bunch of people, I think, that work for Millie in Florence that would basically put makeup on you or whatever. I did try out the See You Never concealer and I have not bought it yet, but I did actually really like it. So let's talk about the Millie and Noah panel, which was next. So at the panel, if you had a gold pass, and I think it was just for the gold pass, you got to go to the panel with Millie and Noah. If you get there early, like me and my friends did, I went to a picture of them there, you could ask Millie and Noah a question. So it wasn't like, if you know, for Millie and Noah, you have to put question in the bucket at the beginning of the day to ask them a question to possibly get answered. So with this, you basically had to show up in the line early to get your questions asked. And I was fortunate enough to be able to be like the 5th one in line, maybe. We all just ran there to ask a question. And I was able to ask Millie about Florence, and then Noah just became a goofball and dropped his water bottle. I will enter the video, but I just looked back at it and he actually dropped his microphone and not his water bottle. He just drank his entire water bottle and almost dropped it.
To wear makeup from a young age, and I was like, okay, I need to make my mum want me to wear makeup, so.
It was really funny, so there you go. So for the Millie meet and greet. So if you don't know how the meet and greets really work, you are not allowed to film, or really, I don't think you're allowed to have your phone on you or take pictures at all in the meet and greet room. We did for Caleb though, which if you want to do a story time on that, I will. Just don't do it. It's not, I mean, it is worth it. It's worth it, but unless you don't want to get in trouble a little bit. So at the meeting room, you drop your bag off. And you kind of just stand in line and you see Millie being a goofball. You know, with me, I immediately started crying. So, and my advice is to remember the song that was playing when you met, rather, any of the cast members, not just Millie, any of them. Specifically for me, it was Baby by Justin Bieber, which was my favorite song when I was like 5 years old. So it was like, that was my favorite song, and I got to meet her to that song. That makes any sense. And then Ava was there, and I was able to high-five Ava. And if you don't know about Blobby, Blobby's Ava's hand puppet at the time. I don't know if he or she still exists now, but I was able to play with Bobby and Ava. So basically, from across the room, when I was standing in line, Ava was going like this to me, and then I went like this back, and we were just having a little conversation. So you can have really fun interactions with Millie's siblings, or say Gia, or any of Millie's friends, which is pretty cool because they were there for Florence. And then, so when you get to meeting Millie, that's when the tears start to happen. And you don't want to cry during your photo, because I did. And I did last year, and I feel like everyone always does. Even though I say don't, I still do. And there was a girl in front of me, and I think it was her first time meeting Millie, because she was like, you could tell, because you're seeing this beautiful person, and you're like, what the heck? It's freaking goddess. So what I immediately do was hug her. I'm like, it's okay, like, it's gonna be okay, just breathe. Like, just breathe, like, kind of like rubbing her back. And then she meets Millie, and then I immediately start crying because this bouncy, fun, energetic girl is in front of me, and I'm like, oh my god, she's actually there. And she just like kind of, even though it says no hugging, she kind of just brings me into this like amazing hug and like, oh my god, hi, like hi. And then we took the photo, which I hate my photo. I hate my photos so much, but I kind of think it's special to me about like what happened beforehand and what happened afterhand, and I was just like freaking out the entire time. So I was like, I was gonna ask for a pose. Also, another tip, make sure, I was gonna ask for a pose. I don't remember what the pose was gonna be. I think we were gonna like hold hands or something like that. I was so overwhelmed that I didn't ask for a pose because I could hardly speak. So I would say calm, deep breaths, try to get your pose out as soon as you see them and be like, hey, I love you, but can we do this pose? And then the end, which is when the real tears, I mean, they were real tears, when all of the emotionalness came out of me, is when I walked past her a little bit after she hugged me and we took the photo. I'm sorry, I'm editing this and I cannot stop looking at my god darn mannequin coat hanger. It's a coat hanger, but it's a mannequin. I am so sorry. It looks so creepy in the background and I cannot keep my eyes off of it while editing this. And then she like pulled me aside a little bit for like 2.3 seconds. I was like, oh my god, you smell really good. Oh my god, I literally lost my mind. I was like, holy hell, Millie by Brown design, I smelled good. What? The exact perfume that I was wearing at the time, I currently do not have with me, but for Christmas, my mom did buy me the exact Victoria's Secret Love Spell perfume that I was wearing. It was the small one that I did have, I think was out of like sale, like they don't sell it anymore because it was from like 2006. Like I don't know how old it was really old, because it just reminds me of Millie, and that like is the cutest thing in the entire world. So after the photo op is when you let all of your tears out. Trust me, it is so worth it to wait at the end of your photo op when you walk away and grab your bag. Remember to grab your bag, because when I met Caleb, I forgot to grab my bag. So remember to grab your bag, leave the photo op room, and just cry all of your tears. Trust me, cry them all out. Because me and my friend Elizabeth, love you so much if you're watching this, at the beginning we were waiting for our numbers to be called because you have numbers to go into the meet and greet room. So we were like 100 and then like she was like 200 or something like that. And so I went in the meet and greet room, she waited for me, and I just like ran to her and hugged her so tight, and I was like crying into her shoulder. Like she said I smelled good, like oh my god. And then I sat there for like 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, no way. I sat there for maybe 5 minutes, waited for her, and then she came and started crying with her little sister, and we all just kind of hugged each other, and every girl and boy and non-binary friend was crying. I'm not kidding, everyone was crying. I saw like a parent crying, like it's Millie by Brown. Cry and hug your friends so freaking tight, because it's going to be the best weekend of your entire life. Trust me. Let's talk about the panels. So Millie and Noah and every person that's invited has their own individual panel. So I don't remember what time Millie's panel was, but it doesn't really matter. So there are some amazing moments that happen during the panel. What I was trying to say is that if you get picked to ask Millie a question during her individual panel, or anybody, make it a good question. God's sake, if you're asking Millie by Brown a question, make it be an amazing question, because it's like you're like one-on-one kind of, not really, but make it be an amazing questions, and make sure no one has already asked it. When I mean no one, I mean no one. Don't even switch the wording up. No one. Because I remember there was this one girl, and she asked what's like Millie's favorite food, and she said carrots, or like snack or whatever. And then like 3 girls later, someone asked her the same exact question, and I was like, I think I already answered that question, like what the heck. So make sure you don't ask a repeat question, because I know everyone else gets annoyed, and especially the actor or actress will definitely get annoyed when, you know, they ask a question, they already answered it, and then you're asking it again, which can be really annoying. So I know a lot of experiences will happen during the panel, like for say, Ava may come on stage and just run around, be our cute little Ava Soap in her little Love Live hoodie, and it's just one of those things where you kind of really seep in, and don't film the entire thing. Like, don't be on your phone like this but looking at your screen. Do not do that, because it's really not worth it. Because I know, like, I filmed a lot of the questions because I was like, oh my god, she's talking about Dacre Montgomery. I love Dacre Montgomery. I'm gonna film it so I can look at that back again. But don't film the entire freaking panel and look through it your phone. Just don't do it. If you want to make me voice memo the entire panel, you do you, boo. Just don't film the entire thing and look through it. That's like going to a concert, putting the entire thing on Snapchat, and then looking through your phone while you're filming it. Don't do that. Like, it's not worth it. You may think, I'm gonna have the entire panel forever. It really isn't worth it. You can remember some important things, or if say someone asks a question about something that you want to ask Millie, yeah, film that. But don't film the entire freaking panel. Let's move on to autographs. It is one of those times which is my favorite part of the entire day, is autographs. I know it's not like the same as photo ops, it's not the same as the panels, but autographs is one of you really get to talk to the person, which I did not get to do because I'm a crier. So Millie signed for me, since me and my dad had both gold passes, so we got Millie's autograph twice. So she signed the 11 Funko Pop, and she also signed a little collage that I made for her, which was like really cute, of like me with Florence and like her, and like it was like really cute, and she signed it and really liked it. I would say for autographs it's not like photo ops, it's not worth filming. You may think it's worth it, you may think it's worth getting in trouble. It really isn't, because you could possibly get kicked out of the venue, and you do not want that, and maybe not go to another one because you got kicked out. And also, some of the security and all the people that run it are the same as next year, so they may remember you. Because I know the lady at like the register desk, she remembered me and my dad, so they may remember you. Maybe voice memo it. I don't believe I voice memoed it because it was really loud. I think my phone died because I'm an idiot. While I was waiting in line, my dad kind of went first because I was like kind of hyperventilating because I'm eating Millie by Brown again. So he like signed it and like talked to her, I think, a little bit, like what the heck, about like me and her. And then I was breakdown tears when I saw her. I was like, oh my god, it's Millie by Brown again. Like, she's so freaking beautiful. I'm so close to her. She's so beautiful, even though I just hugged her. Don't ask my logic. So I was crying, hyperventilating a little too much, and she just kind of looked at me, did the cutest little smile, signed my collage, and was like, oh. And then I remember she put her hand on her heart and went like this, and was like, oh. And I was like, oh my god, I'm crying. And everyone else like hug her at the autographs. I didn't. And I just couldn't get words out. That's why you cry after and not during it, because you can get more words out while you're like containing your tears. Here's some extra information you may want to know before you go to StrangerCon or meet Millie Bobby Brown or whatever. So, like I said before, ask good questions. Good in-depth questions that they will like. Don't be like the press interviews that ask the same exact question just in different formats. Ask good in-depth questions that you've never like asked before. Don't ask for a crazy photo op pose. Like, I know I've seen people like ask, hey, can you kiss my cheek? And sometimes they may do it, but don't like go in and kiss Millie's cheek or Noah's cheek or whatever celebrity you're meeting cheek, because like invasion of privacy, people. Don't do it. Not worth it. Okay, it's not worth it. So I know at Atlanta's they were selling Florence merch and Florence products, which they're not for us. Save your money to buy Florence and merch. Save it. I know this isn't meet and greet related, but save your money. And like I said, hug her or him or them at autographs. Very important. Do that. Again, remember the song that was playing when you met them. Especially for Millie, other cast members that are doing other things, say like Dayton. Don't just ask about Stranger Things. You may want to, but they get Stranger Things questions all the time. Ask about Florence. Ask about Enola Holmes for Millie. Ask about Godzilla. Other things. Or, I don't know, with Noah, ask about YouTube. Like, do different things and not just about ST. Like, what's your favorite scene to film? Do you have time to get that question a day? Like, it kind of gets a little repetitive after a while. Again, pay attention to other questions. Do not ask the same question someone else asked. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Find a different question, ask your friends. Don't do it, okay? Always have backup questions. I know even if I knew I may not get to ask Millie a question, I had at least 3 questions just in case my friend's like, I need a question, I don't know, somebody answered mine. Get another question. Just like, don't repeat the same foreign question. Or again, do not ask inappropriate questions. This is a big thing. There's someone there that's holding the microphone for you at ChinaCon, and they ask you what you're going to ask them. So and if it's inappropriate, they're going to say no, and they may take you out of line if it's inappropriate. And if they don't, and they don't like realize like what the context is, it might be inappropriate and they might not want to answer that. Like, don't ask like if Millie and Joseph have kissed. Like, don't do that. Like, that is such an invasion of privacy. Don't ask it. It's pretty darn simple, people. Here we are, wrapping full circle. Do not cry at photo ops or autographs. Cry after. Talk to them during them. That's your time. That's why you're there. Well, yeah, that's why you're there. Cry as much as you want afterwards. Trust me, I cried the entire weekend. The entire weekend, I tell you. It is so worth it to cry on the plane, on the ride home, in the hotel room. It is so not worth it to cry when you're meeting them. Final, to set it off, just be nice. Just be nice. You're supporting Millie if you're meeting Millie. She's all about spreading love and positivity. Just be nice.